of the things I can tell you, just show me anybody who's failing and I can tell you there's 9 out of 10 people is they can't get their ass up in the morning. And that's just the bottom line.
Oh, beat the alarm. Beat the alarm.
If you can't manage yourself, you can't manage anything else. And I don't care who you are. If you look at people who are having a hard time in their life, 99% of the time, if they're unclear, if they're drifting, if they're uncertain, if they're financially struggling, if they're having a terrible time with the relationship with their wife or their spouse, and either one of this, it could be the husband or the wife, somebody's sleeping their ass in because they want to put their head in the sand and they want to avoid the real truth. And the opposite is what you should do. When you're struggling, your responsibility is to get crystal clear, take accountability, and get your ass up in the morning, not staying in bed. That ain't gonna help anything. It's called playing offense, not playing defense.
So for me, I've always gotten up early in the morning, and to, you know, a little of the backstory is I was at a conference at EGS. It was a conference that I was hosting, and a guy named Jeremy Mellick.
I'm Jeremy Mellick from Seattle, Washington.
Came up to me, and he had a book, and it was a Miracle Morning book, and he was like, "Hey man, I think I have the book over here." And it was this version. So it was this book, and he was like, and I had a reputation for getting up early. And he got the book, and he handed me the book, and he was like, "Hey man, don't make the same mistake I made and take a year to read the book." And no one had ever handed me a book like that. And it was, for me, that was like powerful. That was like, you know, you give someone a book, you normally like, "Hey, here's a book, you can read the book." But if someone's like, and as a marketer, he gave it to me in a marketing way. It was like, "Here's the book," and then he gave me a reason why I should read it. I go home. I had just hosted a 3-day event with my business partner, and exhausted is beyond the statement. And I remember I was unpacking, kind of. I remember everything very vividly. I grabbed the book, and I said, "You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and knock this one out, because if I don't do it now, it's gonna end up somewhere in a corner, in a stack. My wife's gonna see it because I don't put my stuff away, and it's gonna end up lost." So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my nightstand and read it now. Never done that in my life.
And when I opened up the book, there was actually, you know, there were some things that I'd never even heard before. And one of them was like what you should do before you go to bed. So, I mean, I naturally got up in the morning and I did my little routine, but I had never done what this book had said to do in the morning. So I was like, man, this book might be chalked up with a lot of good little tips.
Yeah, so it was, obviously there was the SAVERS, you know, that was his kind of acronym: silence, affirmations, visualization.
It was really a state of mind, right? It was like, what's your state of mind? What do you say when you're tired? Like, how do you go to bed? You know, determines how you wake up. It had a lot of good points. So I did what the book said, and I swear to you, I told my mom, I told my wife, I was like, listen, this book said to do this when you're tired the night before instead of doing this, and I did it. And I think it worked, and I started using it.
So normally what I do is I'll come in here and I'm gonna check what we're gonna do today. It looks like, so Woods is on the West Coast. So it looks like he worked on the outline for 5 mistakes real estate agents make on YouTube. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna shoot the landing page video for I Love Attraction Marketing. So this is kind of the logo and design, right? I Love Agent Attraction. We're gonna do a little I Love Marketing event. I've wanted to do this forever.
One of my favorite things to do in the morning is to do so in the Miracle Morning, it talks about reading and journaling. One of the things that I would call it researching, because my goal is to learn and teach. My goal is to create value in the marketplace. So I want to get really clear on what I'm doing to create value. That's the highest leverage activity. That's where I am in my life. I'm at the stage of contribution. I make deposits. That's why I'm able to make withdrawals. And I make more deposits than withdrawals. And that means every morning I'm studying a topic And my goal is, you know, somewhere out there in someone's life is they're thinking about their problem. I'm over here studying solutions and want to be the bridge, the connector, to helping them find solutions to what's going on in their life. So I'm right now, today I'm going to be shooting a podcast here this morning. I shoot podcasts every morning. That's one of my high leverage activities. And so today, what I'm gonna do, make sure we don't drip this. I'm gonna, that is good. More peanut butter. No, but anyway, so for me, I lost 40 pounds. I lost 40 pounds over the last 90 days. One of the things that helped me, I'm a mental model guy. If you follow my YouTube channel, Charlie Munger, I'm being sincere. Mental models, mental models, mental models. If you don't subscribe, if you don't like, doesn't matter. But if you do, thank you. But if you don't, at least go figure out what mental models are for your life from someone else's channel and learn them. I'm trying to give them to you. And one mental model for me and is, in any area of your life that you want to get better, get more organized. Period. I listened to Elon Musk on Joe Rogan's podcast, maybe his last visit, but you know, he's been on there several times in Austin. I think it was an Austin visit. And he said, it's real easy to create a $1 billion company, organize people to create value. And that's the thing. So for me, having my shake and being organized, like creating that one system of something I do every day. Real truth, I have an applesauce in my pocket, right? I ordered these, I have an applesauce in my pocket. I know where all my like in the middle of the day, when I want a snack, I come right here and I have an applesauce, like a real quick healthy snack. I ordered, shout out to Wagbar, mywagbar.com, that's my boy's company. This is no promo, like I only got a couple thousand subscribers, but it is my buddy's company. But I'll order like Wagbars, they're amazing. I'll have them shipped here to Puerto Rico, which is hard to do. Best snack in the world, high protein. So I started creating these little better snack habits. Behind me is the wall of, it looks like every single one of those things is like Costco, Sam's, and the candy aisle. Because I have 3 little boys and they have every snack in the world. So I'm always like, you know, and you can walk right here and you can find literally a golden chocolate coin, right? They're everywhere. And so, you know, I have to get better, so I start with the chocolate monster. Anyway, I lost the weight, organizing my day. And again, all of that started in the morning. Wake up in the morning, log in to Monday, look at my highest leverage activity. What do I need to get done to this day? What are we getting done this week? Planning my weeks, getting plans for my months, having my huddle with my team, sitting in silence with myself, pondering what are the top things that I need to do, organizing the task. I actually have an app on my phone where I can write all the things that I need to do throughout the day. Taking the time, I can literally click them and drag them and drop them in order. I can set dates and priority rates based upon that. Once I get out of the shower and I come downstairs, I feel completely good. When I'm in the shower, that part's not gonna make the video, but I'm always thinking of gratitude. Right when I get in the shower, I turn on the warm water. 100% of every day, the minute water hits my head, I force myself to think of something I'm grateful for. And then I just try to get a little rhythm. I'm grateful for that, I'm grateful for this. You know, I'm super grateful for my health. And then I just do my little routine while the hot water's coming down. I know that's too much detail, but that's what I do. And that just puts me in the right state, because when I come out of the shower, I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I already thought about my day. I already looked at my stuff. I might have done a little bit of the high leverage activity. I got my workout. I'm drinking my shake. And then 4 days a week, it's time to record. It's literally time to record the podcast. So before the podcast, depending on who I'm recording with, we're going to get organized. We're going to chat about
The outline. Yeah, so these are all the keywords.
Is organizing your big rocks, you know, the things that have to be done every week.
The strategic content strategy. If I was selling real estate, if I was selling nutritional vitamins, if I was a videographer, it'd be the same thing. It doesn't matter. I get my ass organized. I wouldn't be coming in tired, hungry. Oh my God, coming in the office, I'm tired. Haven't ate all day. Shit, ate like crap last night. Not even sure what I'm supposed to do today. Hey, what's up, Bill? I don't know. Didn't realize I was at the office already. I mean, that's literally like, you know, like zombies. Hey, did you give me the report? What report? Oh yeah, we did talk about a report. Huh. Forgot about that, Bob. So now it's time to the highest leverage activity. I got Mr. Woods Davis over here. We're going. One of the things that I like to do. First of all, I like to do strategy things early in the morning. So it's early. What time is it where you're at, Woods?
It's actually late now. It's 7:30.
7:30 a.m. Okay. So it's 7:30 a.m. where he is. We worked on obviously a video this morning. Now I'm jumping in. This is a video again with Monday. This video is supposed to be shot today. The biggest mistake people make on YouTube is winging it. I'm not saying that winging it doesn't work. I'm saying it's the biggest mistake people make, but because winging it can only be done so many times. At some point, you can't wing everything. At some point, you have to get a strategy, but that's really it. So my mornings, they start, and it starts by, again, you know, getting the mind right, getting clear, getting out there. You know, I've had my shake, obviously. I've went on my run. I've went through, you know, kind of laying out my day. And one thing that I did get called out on is that nobody did see is I did mentor a lot of people today. I did spend probably at least an hour or so having conversations with people, mentoring them. And that is actually usually what I do in between the whistles is there's somebody who's texted, called, needs advice, has a question, needs help or something like that. So that's it. The miracle morning process.
I reached out to Hal. I got connected with him. I bought a bunch of books. I got connected with him through Jeremy. And I said, hey, you know, I kind of told him my story. And Hal said, he said, you know what? I'm working on doing a series of these books. I'm going to do one for real estate agents. I've been talking to this other guy. Maybe we could all get together and collaborate.
From best-selling authors Hal Elrod, Michael Mayer, Jay Kinder, Michael Reese, and Honore Quarter comes a new collaborative masterpiece that will change your life and transform your business. The Miracle Morning for Real Estate Agents is a must-read for every agent that wants to get to the next level of personal and professional success.
It was like a story. It had fictitious characters, 7 levels did, and so they wanted to bring that theme into the next one. And so from a contribution, I was reading the book, I remember, and I was like, no. When he goes to the store, he's got to hand his credit card to the grocery teller, and she has to tell him it didn't work, and he's got to be embarrassed. Because that's what happened to me, right? When I was in real estate, I remember going to the grocery store and giving her the credit card and saying, oh, whoa, it didn't work? That was the wrong one. Sorry, this one. And then I've actually been there when it's like, oh, that one didn't work too? And then that's really embarrassing. And so we wanted the story to identify with people like emotions, challenges. And the goal was to, you know, make new agents kind of get a vision of what was to come in their career. You know, a lot of people, they don't, you know, they get super optimistic. And I always suggest to people, you know, assume it's going to be twice as hard. So the goal's got to be worthy. Don't like give yourself this goal and then assume it's just going to be easy to get to. If you get the goal and you said, well, what if it was 4 times as hard? Would you still do it? If the answer is no, then you're probably not going to like the journey, because, you know, doing anything great is going to be a lot of hard work. And a lot of people, what they do is the opposite. They like lower the bar on what they think it's going to take. They get super optimistic on what it's going to take. And when stuff's not working, they get discouraged, and now they're in a head game versus in the game of life of saying, you know what I'm going to do? What? Whatever it takes, right? That's the mindset. You know what I'm going to do? Whatever it takes. And that's what you have to do to be successful at anything. And so I wanted to layer that into the book. And so if you haven't read the book, it's cool because they go to a conference, and the conference is just like the conference where even the naming convention is like my name in reverse of one of the characters. So there's this whole thing. And Who Moved My Cheese, man, it helped me. The book helped me from one of my mentors, one of my best buddies. Shout out to Brent Hicks, great man. And he gave me that book in a time where I was going through a little struggle, one of my first little struggles. Actually, no, I was an OG with struggle at that point. But it was a good book. And I remember reading it in the bathtub and dropping it and still reading it while it was wet. And it was a story about these mice. And so I liked that, the creativity in the parable. So we finished the whole book, and you know, I know a couple years later, you know, everybody started telling me, oh, Miracle Morning for Real Estate. Oh, I would meet people. I had a guy come to my office to meet with me, and when I was there, we were just meeting and talking, and I'd never met this guy. It was an official, like a real meeting about something. And I said, yeah, man. He said, you got any good book recommendations? And I told him, he said, man, I got one you should check out, Miracle Morning for Real Estate. I was like, really? And he's sitting in my office, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm almost done with it. I've been listening to it. I was like, tell me about it. And I was digging for him to tell me the characters. And then I told him, look on the cover on who wrote it. He's pretty shocked. That was cool. But I mean, it got around, you know, because you have Michael Mayer, who's out there, you know, making magic, helping people. You got Hal Elrod doing the same thing. Then you had me and Jay. So it had a lot of exposure, and I think it had a good message. So anyway, so that was something that I wanted to get behind, and I just, you know, writing the book felt like it would help a lot of people, and I think that it did. There's two people in this world. People find problems, or people find answers.
What's a parable, Haley? I don't know what a parable is.
I don't know. And we decided to write a parable. What is a parable?
All right, so what in the morning, obviously, what I like to do is, can you get out of here? Are you kidding me? We're in the middle of a sheet. You know what he did the other day? You know what he did the other day? Let me show you what he did, and this can make the reel, okay? This is what he did. I'm over here shooting a podcast, and he goes, and I'm obviously on a podcast, and like he's like, and then he's trying to be quiet, and he's like, okay. And it's like he's waiting for me to give him the wave, and then he shuts it a little bit over, and he's like, and then he walks in here while I'm on the podcast. And so, like, I'm on the podcast, the camera's here, and he sits down, like, why'd he come here in the first place? And he's like, playing on his phone and talk. And I'm trying to focus on the camera. They were gonna throw it away. And I was like, I'll take that. My wife tried to throw this thing away 13 times. I was like, no, the culture committee at the office voted to buy a Vitamix. And when we were shutting down the business, and my wife was like, it's a blender, we can get another one. So we cannot get another one like that. You have no clue. That was in the budget.